everybody, and welcome to episode 9, I believe, of Kari. Let's be real about it. Let's be real. And I got somebody who is so real that will be joining us tonight. They are like realer than real, if that could even be a word. My special guest tonight, I have watched come up from the trenches. When I tell you those people from Detroit, they come with it. My guest tonight is from Detroit, and he will be my first male guest on the show tonight. Like, I've never had a male on the show, and so tonight is going to be really good because I have a guy. So all my Gobanas out there, don't be quick to be throwing your draws at him, but he is hot and on fire. And the conversation is about to be so good and so juicy as he talks about his growth in the business. Hold on. Let's see. I think he's here. Hi.
Good morning. Good morning.
I want to say thank you for coming in and being a guest.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm very happy. Very grateful.
Can you please introduce yourself to all of my Gobanas and let them know who you are and what it is that you do in this industry?
Yes, my name is Rob Moss, aka Rob Boss, aka Rob Sauce, aka Rob Gloss. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I'm a singer, songwriter, artist, entrepreneur, everything. I've been doing my thing out here in LA for a while, and I'm about to drop an amazing album called Project X, and we just getting it in, representing for Detroit,
So listen,
Project X. Let's get it.
And wait a minute. Now we know that Project X is coming up, and I'll get into that. But right now, can you let us know where they can stream your music from now? Because you have a lot of songs on Amazon Music.
A lot, yes. Well, you know what? I've been putting out music. See, a lot of people don't know. I've been putting out music since 2014. And I was always putting it out. So I have music on Amazon, Apple Music, Spotify, everything, and now it's like, it's go time,
So can you explain some of this process to me, Rob? Because I can remember you first coming to LA.
Yeah.
And just to see the glow up has been like phenomenal to me. And you've been working hard. How many songs do you have released? Now, is that the songs am I hearing, is that off of one album, or did you just constantly release singles?
So I have three EPs, R&D from 2019, Godly from 2017, and then I put out a mixtape in 2015, and another EP in 2014, and another EP in 2016. So I have like 5 EPs, and I always choose like 2 or 3 singles from the EPs and do videos for them. So a lot of people know me for the singles because I do the videos, but actually most of my songs are part of a project because I like to tell full stories. You know what I'm saying? So
your catchphrases and lines in some of your music is like,
thank you.
I wish I would have written some of them down because
oh yeah, I got
baby, you said they gonna remember you. If nothing else, they gonna remember you.
Yeah, I always looked at being a lyricist and being a songwriter as my main talent. Like, a lot of people look at me and they say, oh, you're a great dancer, you're a great this, you're a great that. And I accept all those talents, but songwriting, for me personally, I've been doing this since I was probably like 8 or 9 years old. And I always looked at that like just the actual writing, like you say, the lines and stuff. That's the biggest thing to me. So I appreciate that, that you notice it, Like, I appreciate it for real.
I wish I would have written some of them down because I was like, oh, that's a good one. I need to touch on that. That's a good one. And
well, I'll come back. After the album drop, we can come back and we can chop it up because
yes, because I'm going to be ready for that part. But speaking of, how many songs have you released on? Because I've been listening today for over an hour. and they
Oh
haven't
yeah.
repeated a song, and it's just been your songs playing.
Thank you. And how do you feel? Do you feel? Can I just give a shout out to Detroit Diamond,
Yes.
to Sani, to my homie Oso Shine. Team Rob Moss is in the building. I see y'all and I love y'all so much. Okay. But you said how many songs that are out?
How many songs have you released on Amazon? Because I've been listening for over an hour.
I would say at least about 40, 50. You know what I mean? It's all of those EPs. The first
You
one that
putting in work.
yeah. Well, you know what? That's a small portion because, for this project, I probably did about 100 songs. You know what I mean? I did and worked with a whole bunch of different producers. Like I had, whole producers that we did whole projects worth of music that I didn't end up using at this time. You know what I mean? So I have a studio at the house. This is my house. I'm not even at the studio. So I'm constantly doing music, whether it's just a little demo at the house, and all of my friends and people are doing music. So I have a lot of songs, but the hard part is choosing the songs that actually go out and getting the song to the level as far as the mix, the master, all of that. So you can have a lot of songs, but you still got to make sure that, and I've made a few mistakes as far as releasing stuff that I'll go back and listen to and be like, I don't know if I shouldn't have released that. But then again, the next person might hear it and be like, that's my favorite song. So I always say to all indie artists, if you make the music, like honestly, really just put it out. People think you have to be signed and you have to, in this era, you really don't. You don't need any of that. You really just need to put it out. I always say drop it like it's hot. That's what drop
Listen, Rob. So that's what I want to talk to you too. So you came to a whole new city.
Yeah,
with no
that's
family.
my third time doing that because I had moved to New York by myself and I moved to Chicago by myself. So I was used to jumping around to different cities. But LA, whole different vibe. Like,
so you came here, and how did you know where to start? Like, how did you know what to do? Like,
well, God, God, I'm not even trying to be
right?
cliche, but I'm not gonna lie, I had my little phases of, whatever, but I stayed prayed up. I'm not gonna lie. And people don't know I went through being homeless. I was sleeping, and I love telling people this because I was sleeping on couches, in kitchens, in laundry rooms,
I shared a small
outside.
space with you, so I know where you come from.
No,
I know,
literally,
and people don't realize that when you have a dream and it's something that you're passionate about and you believe in, it takes a lot of hard work to get there.
It does.
And psychologically, because you have people telling you, go get a job, go get a 9 to 5, go do,
which
go
I
do
always
this,
had. I always had 2, 3, 4, 5 9 to 5s, especially when I lived in New York, because I never wanted to depend on anybody to do my music. If I want to go make a song, do a video, if nobody is going to fund it or pay for it for me, I want to be able to do it myself. So I always had not just 1, but 2 or 3 jobs. So I would work my 9 to 5s and go straight off being on set for a video, go straight to work. And a lot of jobs, I worked at, I was able to sing. Like I worked at one job where I worked as a server, but I also used to sing there every Thursday with a live band, and I would have to stop in the middle of my shift and sing and network. So I always kept the 9 to 5 because I needed money to be able to do what I needed to do. But it was like, it's a lot of, out here, it's a lot of psychological, but I stayed prayed up. I had great, friends around me. Some of them came, some of them went. It is what it is. But I had a lot of people that were like, maybe stepping stones, and they helped me get here and then helped me get there. And then everything just works out. And, that's what it is. But I always remain true to myself. I never, it's a lot of different stuff out here as far as the drugs, the lifestyle, and everything. I might do a little turn up, but me coming up with the spiritual and moral background that I came up with in Detroit, I never allowed the LA lifestyle to take me over too much. I always stay focused on the music, like at the end of the day. So I think that's what it is. I don't know. I feel like I'll be getting off with the question.
Listen, it's okay. This is our platform for you to take control of. So
Absolutely.
Listen at this, Rob. You did a tour and you did it all yourself. So what happened was we have a mutual friend.
Uh-huh.
And so I check up on you from time to time. Yes. And so I was like, where's Rob? How's he been? She said, girl, he is on tour. I said, on tour? She said, yes, he did his own tour. Tell
Yes.
me what that experience was like and what it was like putting it together.
Phew, I'm happy you asked that because that's like one of the things that I've done that I'm really proud of a little
And
bit
I'm
because
proud of you for it.
it was hard. It was hard. I put out a project that got like critical acclaim and everybody liked it. And the thing is, I needed to make money. I'm not even going to front. It got to a point where I got tired of working my 9 to 5. I actually just stopped working my 9 to 5. Like I got to a point where I was like, I have to just do music. And so I knew that I had a little couple fans in Atlanta. I knew I had a couple fans in Chicago. I knew I had a couple fans in Detroit. I knew I had a couple fans in New York. I knew I had people who would come see me, and I did it myself. I got on the emails and I got on Instagram and I just found the promoters, found the people, worked it out, got my, advances, down payments, whatever needed to happen, worked out the travel. And I just did it because I felt like, one, I need some money. And for me, I always make more money going out of town to perform. And two, I have people who want to see me perform in these places. And, so I had to do it. I saved up all my money from serving, but I ended up making some of it back. So that was an experience. And I wish I could have kept it going longer, but I had to cut it short because I was supposed to be on a reality TV show. It's a big reality TV show. And I was on it and everything. And I had to stop the tour to go and do that. And it didn't end up, working out like how I thought, but that's why I had to stop it because I was supposed to go to, more places. But that was one of the greatest experiences in going home and being able to actually be in Detroit and perform the songs with people who love them. I had people in their Rob Moss t-shirts and, it was just a great experience. The show in Chicago was amazing. That's still one of my favorite shows vocally. I feel like the way my vocals sounded that day, like I was just on point, but I'm excited to do it again, with the Rob Moss experience, which is going out, in 2022 and working on it now, literally. So
So
great.
the people in the street said they want to hear a little bit of you sing. Can you give us a little something?
Of course. What y'all want to hear? Should I sing something from? Can we just talk for a minute, avoiding each other, letting pride come in between us? If we just chill, keep it real, can we just slow it down? Can we just release some tension? Can we just express our true intention? If we just love, maybe touch. If we love is not love, can we not mean no harm? Can we get rid of the toxic? If we come together at a time like this, babe, and just exchange our energy, wanna just talk for a minute. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If we just chill, keep it real, can we just slow it down? That's just a little something,
The streets say you sounding good, Rob. They say you got
Yeah,
it.
y'all put me on the spot. I ain't good with going on the spot, but that's one of the songs from my new project,
And that's Project X, right?
That's Project X, yes.
So can somebody pin for us where people can stream Rob's music? Can we get that pinned in the comments?
Yes, well, Project X is dropping April 12th in the pre-order link, which I encourage everybody to support me on, because I'm trying to hit the big time, but I need everybody to support and really go click the link in my bio. But if you just hit Rob Moss on all social media or any social Spotify, whatever, and you'll see all the songs. But that song is not out yet, but when it's a baby maker.
That's on the X project. Now, have you been affected by COVID? What have you done since COVID to keep generating music, and how has it affected you? Because I'm sure in the entertainment world, everybody has been hit so hard.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was crazy. And I put out the Quarantine EP, which was an EP that I did that was kind of my way of expressing, certain things that I felt, but very hard because doing live shows is my biggest thing. That was the way that I not only made money, but that was my sanity. Like, the studio and all of that is a great process, writing songs, but being on stage in front of people, that's what I feel like is the true reward. So to not be able to do that for it, I was always saying, like, I had never not been on stage for that long since I was a kid. I mean, like, since maybe 7th or 8th grade, I've been performing professionally. I never went that long. So it was hard in that aspect. But I will say there were a lot of things, positive things that came out of it, more positive than negative, because I not only wrote this amazing project, but I learned so much just about not only just being a Black man, and you can hear a lot of that in the music as well, but just I had to go back and refine my purpose as a Black man in this world, first and foremost. You know what I mean?
I
And
saw
then,
you on the front line at the
man, it was going to the studio after, you know what I mean? And that was an amazing, thing to experience. But I had to kind of take that time and then get spiritual. It was a lot of things, learn how to cook, started a couple, I did a lot of stuff. And luckily I didn't get sick, and nobody in my family or anybody that I was close to was affected by the pandemic, thank God. But it was a lot of positive and negative, but the positive outweighed the negative. And it's still a little PTSD.
So listen to this. You choreograph as well as sing, and you're
Damn.
and you're good. But does that run in your family? Because I saw you and your sister getting down, like,
Oh yeah, it
and
does.
and,
Shout
and
out
she
to my
was.
little
So did
sister.
you grow up with that, like competing with your sister
Yes.
dance? Is that what sharpened your tools? Like, give it to us. Tell us where
Well,
you
my
got it
little
from.
sister, believe it or not, we look around the same age, but we're further in age than so.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it, but we look close in age, and it's crazy, but we're further in age than people might think. But so we didn't grow up like competing. I grew up heavy in the dance community, and I hope somebody's screen recording this, because I have to give a shout out to people like Devon, who I think Devon Campbell, I think that's his last name, but his name is Devon. He's an amazing choreographer in Detroit, and I give him credit for teaching me everything that I know as far as birthing my passion for dance. And I had my little dance crews. I went to a performing arts high school, so I was always dancing. I was always choreographing and doing that. And my little sister actually used to come to rehearsal sometimes and see me, you know what I'm saying, in the rehearsals, or come to performances and stuff. And when I went off to college and came back, she was doing her own thing, and she was dancing and stuff. And like, so she be showing me her little swag, and I be trying to show her mine.
I
But I
saw the two
came
of
up in
you
the dance
getting it, and I
community.
was so hyped.
Yeah, that was the turbo hustle. That's some Detroit-ish. But yeah, the dance community growing up was a big thing for me. A lot of my friends are still people that I met at that point in life through the dance community. Divine, Delisha, yeah, Deja, Cece, all of these, these is people. And people outside of that, there are people who dance for, like, Beyonce now, who I knew in the community, you know what I'm saying, growing up. So, and that's why I'm getting back to that with these visuals for Project X. I got back into choreographing because I stopped doing it for a minute. So I'm getting back into that bag heavy, you know. I see
So,
you, Mom. I see you, John. Shout out to John Bolden. I see you up in here.
so that's what brings. So choreographing also brings you great joy.
Absolutely. And I learned that for my next single that's coming out called Who Up. I choreographed the whole video myself with along with Desi, who's a great dancer and choreographer. And it was actually, I figured out that this is a new passion that I have, like, as far as coming up with the choreo. And I was like outside and in my room at 2 a.m. and coming up and hitting, and watching it come to life with the video. So it is something that makes me happy, because when you write the song, you birth it in that way, and then bringing it to life with the dance, it's like a whole nother thing. So I do love it, but I'm also open to working with, other choreographers and learning from other people, and collaborating. I think collaborating in the dance community is the way to success, building, bouncing off different creativity,
Now, coming from Detroit, which a lot of great stars are birthed, Aretha, I just watched her whole series, which was amazing. Who were some of your inspirations growing up as a kid?
Yeah, well, of course, Aaliyah, was my biggest inspiration. And that's why I went to the same high school as her, DSA, Detroit School of Arts. And her and, like, Missy Timberland. But my mom says that, like, I was scarily obsessed with Aaliyah. Like, she always makes fun of me. Like, you don't know, I used to come and tear the posters down because I was scared of how obsessed you were with this lady. And knowing that she was from Detroit and going, I always had the dream to go to that high school because I knew about it as a kid. And that's where I learned about music. So, of course, people like Aaliyah and, of course, the Temptations. Growing up, music is so prevalent. You know, we grew up on the Temptations, on Motown, you know what I mean? But Aaliyah, personally, for me, was the biggest artist that as a kid that I loved her so much. And when I was reading her credits and I learned about people like Missy and Static Major writing songs, that's when I started writing songs. That's when I started doing it. But of course, everybody from Detroit, from people like Eminem, my mom used to know Eminem, so she used to tell me stories about Eminem and a lot of Dr. Dre and stuff I heard growing up. But I would say for me personally, it was the Aaliyah, Missy, Timbaland whole thing. And I'm grateful because the producer that I worked with on this album, he is a deep fan of that too. He's just like that. So when y'all hear these records, one record called Tough, y'all gonna be like, their chemistry is crazy because I'm working with people who have that same childhood passion for it, that sound, you know? Hi,
So,
Mom. My mama just joined the live.
I love when mothers join and they support us
They
creative, right?
putting up the chest. I got the chest out, you know.
We got to keep it clean because the mother's on here, but we still like to be real. What is your creative process when you get ready to start a project?
Inspiration. First off, being inspired. Like, what do I want to do? What do I want to say? What is the musical direction of the project? And after that, it's not really no direction because you just go with the flow with making the songs. And I always say the biggest key to making a project is having everybody on the same accord. So if you're working with your writers, your producers, your engineers, whoever's working on that project or that record, make sure everybody is like on the same direction and is pushing for greatness. So that's my process.
How do you find these people? How do you, because you're in a new town, you've come to LA, how do you find these people to pick to work with for your project?
Well, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I'll be praying. I'm not gonna lie, I'll be praying. I used to pray like, God, I need you to send me a producer. Like, I used to pray like, God, for real. And actually, a lot of the producers I work with are not based in LA. I work with one LA-based producer called Super Miles, incredible. He did a lot of songs on my last project, but a lot of people are out of town. Stacy P, Beat God Stacy, incredible, from Virginia. Kaiser, he's from upstate New York. So I'll be working with people from all over, you know what I mean? But I always go online and find people too. I always tell people Twitter, Instagram, you find producers and I'll find beats on YouTube and then I'll just stalk the producer. Like Kaiser, I stalked him because he had all these YouTube beats and I found him. Like, I had to search the internet until I found his Instagram, found his everything, and I emailed him like 50 times. My producer, Stacy P, who I work with frequently now, I emailed him for years before getting a response, you know, and because he was in the Army and stuff. But once he finally did respond and we started working, we've been working consistently since 2016. So you got to find people that are passionate about you and, you know, not people that necessarily have a big name or the big clout. I've worked with those type of producers too, but even those guys, they were more passionate about what I was bringing to the table. So finding a passionate team, number one, being inspired, you know what I mean? And then having a plan, you know what I mean, for what you want to do. You know, if you put a lot of money into the project, you gotta make that money back. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my best friend, Sierra, who just joined the live. It's my best friend in the whole wide world.
So are you working on a new upcoming tour now that the cities are opening back up?
Yes. I was working on a virtual show, working on doing a big virtual show, but now that I see that everything is opening, I'm like, I don't know. But for sure for 2022, I know for sure. But as soon as we have the green light to do stuff, I'm definitely going to be popping around and promoting the project. I think once people hear the music, it's going to be like, it's going to be, you know, I'm going to have to go out and do it. You know what I mean? So I got my website, robmossmusic.com, where you can see all of my dates and you can see the virtual show, you know, and everything. So it's definitely all coming. But for now, I'm just really excited for people to hear this music that I've been working on for so long and for people to really sit with it and feel it, you know, because it's a lot of feelings.
The streets are saying you need to do both. They said you need to do the virtual and the live concert.
All right, the streets are saying do both. All right, I like the streets. I like hearing from the streets. Listen, if the streets is gonna support both, I definitely will do both. I'm gonna probably end up doing both. It's just I'm gonna try to figure out a way to do it at the same time. Like, so maybe do a show where I'll have a small audience and live streaming.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it'll be
Mm-hmm.
a live stream, but there's also people there because I need people. Like,
You
I
need
don't
that
like
energy
just
in the
singing to a
room.
wall. Like, what do I look like? Like, that's only satisfying to a certain degree. I need to feel the love. I need to look in the audience and look in their eyes, feel their passion, feel the amazement, feel the emotion. It's
That
more,
energy.
you know. Yeah, so I want to figure out a way to still express myself as an artist and make sure that I'm doing what I love and give people, you know what I'm saying, a great experience, you know?
So, Rob, for those people that are at home and that young little boy or girl that'll be looking up to you like you looked up to Aaliyah, what would be the first step if they want to get their music on, let's say, IG? Because you can, I just found out today that I can tag your music to, I wish I would have known that in the beginning because I would have been tagging your music to my song, to my pictures so that you can get some coins.
Yes, and you get it. That's what I was about to say. And you get a coin. That's what people don't even know.
What's the process of them doing that? Because they don't know. They don't know where to start. They don't teach a class on this. Like,
I have
you
a lot
had to
of
do
artists.
some research to figure this out.
Yeah, I have a lot of artists who are talented artists, rappers who they send me their music and now, you know, do the distribution for them. But I would say, you know, either educate yourself because the age of the internet, the limits are endless. Like, it's endless. You can upload yourself doing anything on the internet, upload your own music, do your own videos. You don't even got to do, if you go back and look at my first videos from 2014, 15, I was shooting in the bedroom, in the subway. It wasn't no lighting. It wasn't nothing. We was just doing it because it was like, hey, it's not nothing stopping us. So we're in the do-it-yourself era. You know what I mean? And then, you know, so I would say educate yourself on learning about how to distribute music. It's easy now. You can download apps and literally make a song, get it mastered, and upload it right on the app called United Masters. So I would say educate yourself. I would say make sure you have the passion for music as well. Don't just do it for a come up because all of that stuff is, we live in a very transparent era. People can see that. People can, if you're just doing it for the come up, it's not going to read. If you really do it for the passion of the music, let that be the motivation. And then you have a business plan. Look at it as a business. You know what I mean? If you put this money into recording it, if you got to do shows or, you know, get your streams popping and do whatever you got to do to operate as a business. But I would say educate yourself, or if you don't feel like doing the education, because I get it. Every artist is not a businessman. Like, it was hard for me to accept that I got to be a businessman because I was like,
as a creative, it's hard for me.
That's what I like to do.
I struggle with that part of it. I'm like, I don't want to be bothered with that part. I just want to be the brand. I just want to be the face.
I want to sing.
But
I want to get on stage and sing. That's it.
Yes. But in order to move, you have to do the business part.
Well, this is the thing. If you're one of those people that's really not, because I get it. Some people are artists and they're not that. Get you a team. Get people around you that are educated in the things that you're not. You know what I mean? So if you got to go and find you a manager or find you a publicist or find you, you know, even if it's just a cousin who's passionate that can do your stuff, then do that and then just focus on your music. You know what I mean? Shout out to my homie Prom Night who just joined the live as well. That's my home, you know, great artist as well. But, you know, it's either you got to educate yourself and go in and do it, or you got to decide, look, I'm going to be the artist. I'm going to do my thing with the music, but I'm going to have a team of people who going to operate it. You know what I mean? But if you keep going, you'll learn as you go. I always say, keep going and you'll learn the business and the passion, all of that simultaneously, you know?
So on this new project, what's your favorite song off this new upcoming project? First of all, tell them the name because we have some new viewers on here. Tell them the name of the new project.
Yeah, Project X. You know what I'm saying?
And that's a great picture, by the way. Who shot
you crazy? Project
Who shot those photos?
This is Eyes of Scotty. This is Eyes of Scotty, who is when I tell you the dopest, I mean, go on his Instagram, you'll see he's so dope. And we've actually been friends for a lot of years, and that's what made it so dope because we're genuinely friends, and he came through amazing. Let me give y'all a little sneak peek at a little, hot stuff.
Wait, hold that one up again. I love that one. Hold that one up again, Rob.
We're going crazy. These are the posters that's gonna come
y'all.
with the album. We're doing free posters. If you do want to win a free poster, you know what I'm saying, hit my DM right now, and you might get one. But Isaac Scotty shot the album
I need
cover.
you to send me a poster from our office.
All right, I gotta figure out what type of challenge I want to do to give away all the free stuff because I'm giving everything. I'm giving merch away. I'm giving stuff away for free because I want people to experience the Project X experience, But as far as my favorite song, every song, I do love every song. I'm not gonna lie, but certain songs.
But it's gotta be one when you was in the studio, you was like, this is it for me.
Yeah, you know what? Tough. It's a song called Tough. It's the first song. Well, you know what? But this is the thing. Lyrically, it's a song on there. It's the second to last song. It's called Reset. And lyrically, I talked about just certain things, spiritual things, my dad, certain things that I've, not really talked about in music before. So that song has a special place in my heart, you know what I'm saying? And it's still a banger, you know what I mean? It wasn't the one I was the most turned up to, but it's the one that, that I'm connected to the most. And it's called Reset. And y'all gotta get to the, it's at the end of the album. But I would say that's probably my personal favorite is Reset, just because of the.
So you pour a lot of your personal life into your music.
Yeah, it's a balance. Sometimes it's just escapism. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I don't want to put my personal life into the music because I might be sad. You know what I mean? And I might not want to make sad music when I'm sad. I might want to go in the studio and feel good. You know what I mean? So I don't always put my personal life into the music, but it's very therapeutic. So there are, sometimes where I have to go and, and write and just to get something off my chest. Songs like Who Up, Reset, and Dream. Those were songs that were more personal that I had to just get it out. And when you hear it, you hear the soulful vocals and be like, okay, I get it. But there's some songs that is just like, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good. And I needed that because during the time of making the project, I was going through life. And I was like, I'm not about to make no depressed album. I'm not doing that because I did a project called Love Alone a Stoner that has that darkness. It has that. And I feel like as an artist, you have to try new things with every project. So I didn't want to go and do that. I was like, I'm going to channel this energy in a different way, So I hope I'm not talking too much, but it's been a great process with making this project. It's been a great process.
If the energy is anything like the energy you're giving me now, I already
it's
know
a lot
Project
of energy.
X is it. It's gonna be a for sure banger because you have some really good like I said, the lines in some of your music. I'm like, okay, Rob.
Yes, ma'am.
You have one song when you say they gonna remember you. I was like, I know that's right.
Which song? I'm trying to think of which song is that when I say they gonna remember.
You were like, they gonna remember me.
Is it Here to Stay?
I don't, because see, Alexa doesn't tell me the names of the songs. She just plays them.
Sure, I don't know. I feel like I'll probably say that in every song. I feel like that's my whole name. Yeah, I probably said that 2-3 times. But I appreciate that people appreciate the music. And that's the only thing that kept me going. I'm not going to lie because, like, a lot of times, it's a up and down as an artist. But when people like yourself, people that I not only have respect and love for, but even, I get messages from people overseas, Africa, Germany, everywhere, let me know that they appreciate it. And because I do write and, co-produce every song, I don't have co-writers. I don't have vocal producers. I don't have none of that. It's me, it's my engineer, and every now and then I'll have people come in and help. You know what I mean? But it's not a group effort. You know what I mean? So when people enjoy it, I feel it from the soul. So I want to say thank you for showing me the energy and continuing to listen, all of these, through all this time.
How do you come up with your amazing costumes? Because
no.
You come up with some really like out of the box. You kind of give me like Prince vibes. Like
fashion.
Andre 3000. It's like a Prince mixed with Andre 3000 to me. And like you outdo yourself every time. Like you keep a smile on my face.
Funny. I really appreciate that. I will say Andre 3000 is one of my direct style influences, like people that I will screenshot and say I'm gonna do something like that. But I've always been into fashion. I do want people to know. I started writing songs and I was like 7, 8, 9 years old, but I also used to sketch and design, and I used to read fashion magazines. And my mom, Yolanda Herndon, my blood mom, she actually thought I was going to be a fashion designer before I started really singing and doing music when I was a kid, because I used to sketch, and I remember she used to go around. And so I always had a passion for fashion. I always had that high, I don't know, like I used to just read magazines. It was because I used to listen to so much music, and in the music they would talk about the fashion, and I would go and read about, like, I would want to know what Versace and Dolce & Gabbana was when I was younger, and I had connected to it. So fashion has always been a passion of mine. And I style myself. Like everything that I do, I never had a stylist. Everything that I do, I go and find it myself. Like a lot of everything I've ever worn in a video or photo shoot is legit in my closet, I swear. Like all of it, the cop is all in my closet, because I just go and find stuff. And I don't know. It's just a passion. I love fashion. I do.
Because when you went out to the riots, or I'm not the riots, the protests.
The riots, they was riots.
I mean, they were rioting, but it was also a protest.
Yeah.
And when you went out there, you were like, I was like, you look like an album cover.
Well, it was the all black. I knew I wanted to do the all black. And this is the thing. I don't have no normal clothes. The only time I shop is for video, photo shoots, and music stuff. So everything in my closet is dramatic. So when people be like, that's why I couldn't work 9 to 5s, because they would be like, oh, you got to wear regular black pants. And I would genuinely be like, I don't have no regular black pants. So I just put on all black that was in my closet. And it just happened to be the black leather and the boots. And I swear I wasn't trying. Like, that's just my closet. It's dramatic, So I was just trying to put on an all black outfit, really. I ain't even gonna lie. Like I wasn't even really trying.
It turned out really phenomenal. And
yeah,
do you still have the pictures up so people can go see?
I do have the pictures up, and that moment wasn't even because there were professional cameras and people who are out there that took pictures of me, and I used that because I felt it was important to use my platform as an artist to show that and maybe inspire people. But my purpose for doing that was because I marched for 2 or 3 hours in my local community before I went out where like all the big stuff was. So I was marching around NoHo in all these white areas, Burbank, with just me and one other person for hours before, because the passion for the message that I was trying to spread, it was so deep. Like the fact that people were taking pictures and stuff was good, but that was a point in my life where, the passion behind that was, I wasn't even really thinking about, you know what I'm saying, everything. It just so happened that, people were inspired by the visual. And I knew that was going to happen, but it was just such a passionate thing for me. You know what I mean? That was
being a young African-American in these times.
Absolutely. When I saw the video, I'll never forget the feeling that I felt when I saw that George Floyd video. Like, I just will never forget how it made me feel. Like I had to take a nap after. Like I literally just, I felt like I have to go out and use my voice. I don't care. You know what I mean? So that's what that passion was. But I'm glad that people were inspired by the moment, and I'm glad we got a little fashion moment out of it. Because, I did have on the Chanel mask and the glasses, and I didn't realize that I was doing it like that until I looked at it. But,
it turned out great. You have a way of taking a negative and always making it positive. In my eyes.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I've had to do that all my life, just growing up in Detroit, I always dreamed and did things that I always thought I can make this work somehow. So, I think it's like subconscious, but I appreciate that. You would lose it out here. I feel like you will lose it out here if you don't have that mentality.
Why so? Out of all the other states you've been in, why so LA? Why do you feel like you would lose it?
Because when I got out here, it was just about business. Nobody knew me as Robert, except for my core friends on Maddie. But these people are like celebrity. There are people who have very busy lives themselves. So my people, it was just Rob Moss. Everybody it was just business as usual. And I didn't have that personal connection with people, you know what I'm saying? And I, didn't know how to move as a person. Like as an artist, I was always able to do my thing, but just as a person, it was just like a lot of, different things. And the people out here are different from how we grow up. So I had to adjust and figure that out. And I would say
So
that,
LA Brittany, she's an up and coming artist from Detroit who's in
yeah,
LA.
who
And
I,
she said on her new reality show, that's some LA shit. Can you explain to me what that means, some
yeah,
LA? Because I'm from LA. So tell me
yeah.
what LA shit is.
Well,
Because
shout out to La Brittany because I actually met her at Unplugged LA. I want to say like a little over a year ago, and she was so cool because that Detroit love, so hug and embrace. And I was supposed to do something with her at a show in Detroit, but it ended up not happening. But shout out to La Brittany because
oh, it's
Detroit
Love
represents.
Brittany, not LA Brittany.
I don't know if it's LA Brittany or Love Brittany, but the people I know say Love Brittany. I don't know what
Okay.
it is on the
I
technical
don't
though.
know. I just seen it and I was watching the show and she was like,
Yeah,
that's some LA shit. Now,
yeah. Well, she from Detroit.
had I not left LA, I probably would have known like what is she talking about.
Well, it's
But now
like
because I've moved away and I go back,
yeah, LA stuff is like when it's like something like some LA shit. It's like I don't know, like the tight shirts for dudes. Like I don't know, like I didn't grow up seeing dudes wear extremely tight shirts, like stuff like that. The extreme tans and like on the physical, I didn't grow up seeing certain things like the extreme tans and the extreme surgery and stuff like that. I didn't grow up seeing. And LA people, not all LA people, I would say Hollywood people, because it's a difference between LA, because I have people from Inglewood, people from South Central, people from Compton who are some of the coolest like people that I have met, people that are from LA, like my sister Lauren Riley, but people out in Hollywood, where I live at, North Hollywood, Hollywood industry people, they move different. You know what I mean? Everybody very, fake, um, shallow. You know what I mean? Like for me, I've never been a shallow person. I don't judge people for how they look. Like people say, I'm a good looking person, but I'm more so like to be about the work. I don't judge people. People out here, they're a little different. So, the industry, I would say Hollywood people are a trip, but some of the people I've met like yourself that are from LA are actually cool, decent ass people. But people like the Hollywood circle, that's some different stuff.
some different stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying not to cuss too much.
Right. So give me an example of something that you've experienced on this road
I mean,
that you've had to like let's say more or less so double back and do it different the second time around. Like so you tried it might not have worked, because all we see is the stardom and the fame and the music on
yeah,
IG and iTunes and Spotify's, but
yeah,
I'm sure you hit some bumps in a road that you had to go back and
absolutely. I mean,
rework.
the biggest one was me, was me going on. I'm gonna just say the name of the TV show was American Idol, and I went on there and I got to sing for Katy Perry and Lionel Richie, and I didn't sing an original song for my first song. I sang it for my third song. And I wanted to sing it for my first song, but the producer didn't think it was a good idea. And they loved my original song and they didn't like the other two songs. And I didn't make it because of that. But they loved, and they said, if you would have just came in and did your song, it was better for me. They said, if you would have came in and did that, you would have, so I would say that confidence, that was one of the things that I definitely had to learn. I've dealt with people in the industry, A&Rs, everybody telling me that, it's okay, it's not gonna work, your sound is too different, your aesthetic is better than your sound, blah, 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 blah. But I've also had people tell me, like, you know what, you're different, you're good, and you just gotta tighten it up. So I had to learn how to take feedback from industry people, because when you
Constructive
move,
criticism.
constructive criticism, and it's not always constructive criticism. Sometimes people be hating. Like it's not always constructive criticism. Sometimes people be hating, and you got to know how to deal with that. You know what I mean? And it's fake love and stuff. There's a lot of things I didn't grow up with. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm trying to think of a specific example. I mean, I don't know. Like people will purposely not do things because they may be intimidated by your talent, or feel like he dope, but I can't because he be doper than me. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Yeah, I can't. Nah, I can't post him because he too dope. I mean, I didn't deal with it all, but I let it motivate me. You know what I mean? I love music. So at the end of the day, the music gets better, and I have a good music team around me, good people who believe in me around me. So I try to keep it moving, but it's a lot of hurdles, and you got to learn your way. You know what I mean? For sure. You know.
Well, it's been a pleasure having you here
This
tonight.
has been amazing. Thank you so much. Like, I didn't like, sometimes I do interviews where I learn something about myself. I'll be like, you're talking, learn a little bit about yourself.
So can you tell us one more time, can we recap
Yes.
where we can find your music and
Yeah,
your upcoming project?
absolutely. So the upcoming project, Project X, you know what I mean, is dropping April 12th. Pre-order it now. Link in my bio.
And we have
You
it
can,
pinned here in the comments.
thank you. Thank you. Shout out to Pod. But the project is coming out. All of my music is available on Apple Music, Spotify, everywhere. You just put in Rob Moss in your search engine.
And
Um,
Amazon, because I'm always telling
and
Alexa.
Amazon. And
You
this
can be
is what I
like,
want to
hey,
encourage.
Alexa, play Rob Moss.
Yes, I want to encourage everybody to, if you are listening on Amazon and if you do pre-order the album on iTunes, write a review. Write a review of how you feel about the music on Amazon and everybody so that we can, spread the word about it. But music available everywhere. I do have my website, which is robmossmusic.com, which you can subscribe to my mailing list. And also, I'm about to drop my accessories collection, which is going to be the Project X accessories collection. And then we'll be doing the clothing line after, because so many people love my fashion that I had to take time to figure out, how I can incorporate it. So I will be dropping a line, but I'm starting with the accessories collection. So all that will be on my website, which is robmossmusic.com.
Okay, Rob. Well, it was great
Yeah.
having you.
Thank
I
you
wish
so
you
much. Thank
much
you to the
more
Gabanas.
success. I know sky is the limit for you.
Thank you
Um,
for the support.
I know where you came from coming
Yeah.
to LA, and to see you now is just amazing to me. Like, without me just spilling all the beans, it's
Thank you. No, I mean, listen,
I'm so
they
proud of
don't know
you.
that we ate Roscoe's fried chicken, and look,
On the
they
edge of my
don't know.
bed.
They don't even know. Like, they don't know. And that's for me, it's important to build relationships with people, you know what I mean? And I'm proud. The thing is with me, I I take a lot of pride in not just the numbers and how many people are listening. I take a lot of pride in the type of people that listen to my music. You know what I mean? So like, even if it's, they're beautiful, intelligent people, spiritual people. So I appreciate it. And, hopefully, you can, really find a great vibe with this new project as well. It is a little bit of a different sound, but I think it's something in there for everybody. And thank you, everybody at Team Rob Moss who showed some love in the live tonight, because, yeah, I don't be knowing. I don't be knowing that people gonna pull up.
So Rob, when I end this video with you, I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna tell these people to drop some comments or emojis after they've watched this interview, and then I'm gonna do a wheel. We're gonna mail them some
We're gonna mail some posters?
merch from the Project X.
Okay, from the merch collection. Okay, and I'll send you some stuff, and we can figure it out. Let's do it.
Yes. I
Let's
think we need to.
do it.
Yeah, we need to
Let's
send them the
do
merch
it.
because they need to feel your energy, because his energy is phenomenal, you guys.
Thank you. Well, you know what? I can only reflect off the energy that's given to me. You know what I mean? So I appreciate it. It's
Thank
the
you.
law of attraction.
Right?
For real, because let me tell you, we'll talk off camera.
Okay. Because I still got some more juicy stuff that I wanted to discuss with you, but
Let's go.
I don't want to discuss on camera. But I love you, and I love following your career, and I'm just wishing all the best to you. And just big ups. And I'm excited for the new project that's coming out.
Thank you. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm receiving all of this energy with a lot of gratitude, and I just want to encourage every artist out there to embrace your journey, embrace the process, celebrate your small victories. I tell people you will find so much joy and so much solace in celebrating your small victories. You know what I mean? And don't compare yourself to anybody else. You know what I mean? And that's
yeah, because that can swallow you up.
It will. It will. You know, you gotta just believe in what you have to offer. You know what I mean, and know that nobody else can do it. So that's what I would encourage everybody to have, and I think that's the overall message of this project. You know what I mean? It's that self belief. You know what I mean? So let's get it.
Thank you and have a
All
great
right.
night, Rob.
Thank you. You have a blessed, beautiful. We'll talk later.
Okay.
Peace.
Bye. So I thank all of you guys for tuning in tonight and hearing this wonderful conversation with Rob. You can find him, Rob Moss, on Spotify. He's underscore Rob Moss on IG. And he is also Rob Moss on Rob Moss as instructed on I don't know what's going on right now, but Rob Moss on Amazon. It was a wonderful interview. If you liked it, drop a comment or emoji. We'll be doing a giveaway with some of his merch for his upcoming project, which will be Project X, that you can pre-order. I thank all of you guys once again for tuning in. It was a wonderful night. Good night and God bless.